Herkese merhaba. Dersimize hoş geldiniz. Hemen şimdi başlıyoruz. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to our lesson. It's starting now. Şimdi başlıyoruz. Okay, so today we will review the postpositions subject. We will talk about the locations of things. So, in simple words, we will learn how to say the cat is behind the door, or the box, the ball is inside the box, and all these location adjectives, we will learn how to use them in Turkish. And we will need to learn how to use genitive case for that. We will need to know how to say like my cat, my box, my door, and other things. So we will have a prerequisites, and then we will go over a list. Maybe most of you already know them. It will be a review for you. And for those who don't know, you will learn a new maybe 7 or 8 new words. Then we will have an example part, and then Slice of Turkish as usual. Okay, so let's start now. First, what are the prerequisites? What are the postpositions? So, they are words that indicate time and place for nouns that show the relations between nouns. There are also time postpositions, but in this lesson we will not talk about the time postpositions. We will only talk about the place. We will only learn the place ones. Okay? And there is something I want to mention. I want to make a distinction, because if you learn with a course book, you might see this word a bit more common than the other, preposition. Because in English, they come before nouns. Like when you say the cat is in front of the box, you say in front of the box. That phrase comes before the box word. That's why they are called prepositions. But in Turkish, it works the other way. We put them after nouns. So instead of saying in front of the box, we say the box's front. We say the front part after our reference word. So, for example, now there are these English sentences. The cat is in front of the car. How do we say this in Turkish? Oh. So we basically say, we make a possessive relationship between two objects. So in Turkish, we are actually saying the cat is in front of the car. Actually, in front of is the same way. So we basically just say kedi. So now araba, our reference word car, arabanın önünde. Kedi arabanın önünde. Our keyword here is ön. We have ön. And the endings like araba means car, ön means front, but arabanın önünde. It's in front of the car. And now the behind. That one is difficult, so I will make it literal. The kedi, again, cat. So first the literal English sentence. The cat is in behind of the car. I know that makes no sense in English, but Turkish and English are not related languages, so we just say them in different ways. And in Turkish, all these endings translate to do this in English. So kedi, arabanın, This time, instead of saying ön, I will say arkasında. Kedi arabanın arkasında. Yeah, the subject first, of course, and then the reference object. I call it a reference. That's what we use the location. Like the reference is car, and the location of the cat depends on the location of the car. It's in front of the car. So like main subject, then the reference, and then the side. But side and reference, they are connected to each other. Arabanın önünde or arabanın arkasında. And let's do the under. So the cat is in the under, like as a side. I know in English this doesn't even make sense, but like under of the car. Kedi arabanın altında. Our keyword here is alt. Wait. Why don't you see the typing? Oh, here. I don't want no animations, no presentation. Okay. Like alt yazı. Yeah, alt yazı. Like you know, submarine is literally underwater in Turkish. Denizaltı. And now let's do the top. So again, the cat is in the, top of the car. Kedi arabanın üstünde. Exactly. It's üstünde. Kedi arabanın üstünde. So now if this looks confusing, don't worry. I will give you all the list. These are the keywords here. This is only showing you how we say like location. We say the subject and then our reference and its location connected to the reference. So first, let's remember the genitive cases. So we have all these suffixes, and for example, if I say araba, but like my car, if I say my car, so first I will go with benim, and the word for araba is, the word for car is araba. Now I need to choose the correct ending. Like, will I go with im, That all depends on the last letter. If it's a vowel, you don't need the extra, like you don't need this. It's just an M. But if I say your car, senin araba again. So senin goes to in, un. If there's a vowel, you don't need it. And let's use a different word. Let's say use a different example instead of araba. So like my house. Benim, the word for house is ev. So benim, I'm going to benim again. Im, This time I will need the extra vowel because ev ends with a consonant. So I will pick some of these. But there are 4 options. Which one I will pick? I will check the last vowel ev. After e, I will need e. So benim evim. Or senin, like your house. Senin evin. And then One final word, my dog. So benim again. The word for dog is köpek. So I will need to choose which one, or do I need the extra vowel? I'm checking the last letter is a consonant. Yes, I will need the extra vowel. So I will need to have im, But which of them? So the last one is e again. I will need i, köpeği. This goes to köpekim. But there are also exceptions, like exceptional cases. Some letters, which K is one of them, they soften, they change into other different words, like köpeğim. We don't say köpekim, we say köpeğim. So when you are talking about your possession, you need to be careful with these words. They soften to B, J, D, so G or soft G. Be careful with these ones. If you have them at the end, you need to change it. Okay? So this was just a review of the genitive case. If you want to learn more about the genitive case, you can go back to the previous lessons and read up on the notes. So, we need to know the genitive case if we want to talk about the location, because that's how we say it, as I was trying to show you here. You need to be able to say like my top or my under or my front or the box's front. You need to be able to build this possessive relationship. Okay, so this one. Wait, so here is a list of the postpositions in Turkish. I, put them into categories. In, on, like the inside, in, on, and then the side, front or behind, inside, outside, under, on top of, between, and around. So I will fill this in with you. So how do we say in Turkish? Correct. İçinde. And how do we say on in Turkish? On. Like it's on the car. Yes. But I will go with the row words, like without the endings. So iç, and then üst or üzeri. And then front, in front of. Yes, we have ön. And behind. Yes, arka. Inside. Yes, also each. They are the same, each, and like inside and in are the same in Turkish. We will talk about the difference or how most commonly they are used in the delays of Turkish, like later at the end. And outside, it's just dış, yes, but dışarı, of course. Dışarı is like the outside of the house, like I'm going outside. Dışarı gidiyorum. The arı in that word is like in the etymology, the arı suffix, it indicates the direction of your movement. Nowadays, it is used as a one word, but it shows your direction. If there's no direction, we don't say dışarı. We just say dış. Like I am in the outside, or I'm outside. Okay, anyway. Next one, under. Yes, under is alt. And on top of? Yes, on top of is üst again, or üzeri. And between? So between is simply the row stem word is ara, yes. And the last one, around. Close enough, but etraf. So like 1, 2, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 words you need to memorize. You need to memorize these 10 words, and when you memorize them, talking about the locations is just placing the genitive endings. The genitive endings being these endings. If you know the genitive endings, if you memorize these words, you will be able to say the location of an object. So, yes, the actual deal about the location is placing the suffixes. It's not that simple. But for that, I want to talk about the difference. I actually mentioned that a bit more like in the previous slides, but in English, talking about the location is similar to how you do it in English. In English, you say like in front of, but you only say it with in front of. But with other things, you say like under, just under, like under the table, not the under of the table. Or behind, you just say it's behind the table, not the behind of the table. But in Turkish, it is a bit more detailed and complicated because we say like the and then the side of the table with every side. That's why it gets complicated. So like first we mention our main subject, then we indicate our reference object side. So, for example, this top side is what we are talking about here. So this part is üst. So when I say top, I am referring to this side here. So this is üst. And when I say arka, I can show it here, but I mean the behind, like the side that is behind the box. Or when I say alt, I refer to this underside. Or when I say front, like ön, I refer to this side. Or the like next to them, like sides, like literally sides. Yan. Okay, so in Turkish we indicate the sides in every postposition. In English you only indicate it with the fronts, like you say in front of, but you don't say in behind of. In Turkish we also say in behind of, in like under of, in on top of. Actually you say on top of in English as well, but not like under of. You say under of the box. So now let's make examples. So for example, I will start with this. The cat is behind, wait, not behind, ön. We are starting with ön. In front of the car. So remember the rule. I'll go back. This rule. First, mention the main object. Our object is a cat, kedi. And our reference is a car, araba. So we first mention the cat, kedi, and then we need to mention the side. So the side is front, and it belongs to the car. Kedi, arabanın ön. Kedi, arabanın ön. This is just the root. I need to place the suffixes, the genitive suffixes, because I need to indicate that the front side belongs to the car. The nın already indicates that actually, so let's make it that way. Araba and ön, like car front. Now I need to say the car's front, or the front of the car. So I'll go with nın and ü. Now what I said is just saying front of the car. Arabanın önü. But of course I also need to say like in. For that I need to have a de, the locative case. Normally you don't say it, you don't use anything else, like you can say it that way, but with locations or with possessions, genitive suffixes, you need to use this n. So the cat is in front of the car. So yeah, this de here connects to this. And then this nın and nü, they both connect to this, of. Arabanın önü. So let's do a new example. You can do examples, by the way. You can type in the channel. You don't need to stick with cat and the car. You can just make up your own examples. So let's do a second example. So the box is in front of the table. So again, this time the word for box in Turkish is kutu, and now the word for table in Turkish is masa. So I need to indicate the side, so front. Masa, ön. I will use ön. Now I need to put these suffixes to show that the front, like ön, belongs to the table. Just like saying in front of the table, I need to say like of, like ön of the masa. So for this, again, I will need these suffixes, masanın önü, and the same endings, önünde. And now your examples. Eşim yatağın üzerinde. Correct, but üzerinde. We are doing önünde. And onun evinin önünde. In front of his house. Like in front of his house. Onun evinin önünde. Yeah, you forgot the rest of the sentence. Penguen benim önümde. The penguin is in front of me. Penguen, like benim önümde. That's a good example because it's not always önünde. Sometimes it could be önümde. And why is that? It's because the possessor here is a masa, like the third single person, like we are saying the table's front, but I want to say my front. That's why I picked this one instead of this one. It's all about this. It's all about this here. Benim önümde or onun önünde. So when you have a different one, like a different possessor, you need to change the ending. Like, let's do a possessor which is like biz. The box is in front of us. This time I want to say us, which is like our front. Kutu bizim önümüzde. This time I'm using a whole different suffix, önümüz. It's in front of us, bizim önümüzde. Okay, are there more examples, or is this clear for everyone? Maybe I am going a bit fast. That's only because assuming how the genitive case works. Okay, clear and good. Now let's go to, actually we can put it in the same slide. The next one was behind, so like opposite of ön is behind. So instead of saying in front of, we will say behind. We can use the same examples. So, but I won't use the same examples, but if we were to use them, all we will change is, like behind the car, the cat is behind the car, kedi arabanın. All I will change is this part. Arkasında. Kedi arabanın arkasında. Ardında is an alternative, a little bit outdated and uncommon compared to arka, but not that bad. You can still say ardında, but my grandma used to say it, for example. So, filler sizin arkanızda. Actually, let's type the Turkish sentence first instead of English first. So, filler sizin arkanızda. Elephants, filler sizin arkanızda. Elephants are behind you. Okay. Hırsız, hapishane parmaklıkların. Close enough. I like the attempt. But instead of, like you are missing some suffix. Like arkasında, okay, the backside, but which object does this backside belong to? You are missing the possessor ending. Yeah, the prison's bars. Like bars belong to prison, but the backside belongs to bars. You need to put this possessor ending on bars. So parmaklıklar. Okay, while Megan is typing, I want to check Vina's example. Öğretmenimiz sizin arkanızda. Correct? Öğretmenimiz, our teacher, sizin arkanızda. Our teacher is behind you. And correct, Megan. Now it's correct. Hırsız, hapishanenin parmaklıklarının arkasında. The thief, hırsız, is behind the prison's bars. For this sentence, Megan, you don't need to use the possessor ending on hapisane because when you use the possessor ending, it specifies the possessor like the prison. But if you simply say like behind the bars, like in any prison, you can just remove it. Like this. Hapishane parmaklıklarının arkasında. And it goes like this. Prison bars. Just general. Like you are saying the thief is in the prison, but you are not saying which prison. Okay, and let's also have one more example. Yeah, it becomes a compound noun instead. Final example for arka. And other people who are listening, you can also join us. Feel free to join. I mean, no participation is required. You can only just listen, but if you want to try, feel free to do it. So, I'll type something then. Arkadaşım, benim arkadaşım, benim arkamda. Benim arkadaşım, benim arkamda. Now, what does that sentence mean? Benim arkadaşım, benim arkamda. Close enough, yeah, but just my friend. Not friends, but friend. Yes. My friend is behind me. Exactly. So benim arkadaşım, that part means my friend with the benim arkadaşım. Benim arkamda. So arka belongs to me. So this M here, it shows that the backside belongs to me. So my backside is behind me. So you know, you also know this motivational phrase like we support you basically, but we are, you know, you got us on your side. In Turkish, we say this: arkanızdayız or arkandayım. Like yeah, we stand behind you. This is literally I am behind you. But it's not like to scare the person, it's like basically saying, don't worry, I stand behind you, like you got my support. Okay. So let's go back to our main table here. We did ön and arka. I'll keep iç and üst for the last because it needs more explaining. Because they are the same with some of them. I want to now move to... maybe they are just the same anyway. We can continue with inside and outside. So, inside, let's have 5 examples for each. And outside. So I will type the first example, inside. How to say something is inside? For example, I always use the default sentence. The ball is inside the box. So just remember my explanation. When you say like inside the box, in Turkish you wouldn't say this directly. You'll have to indicate the possessive relationship. So like inside of the box. The inside belongs to the box. So top The Turkish word for ball is top. Top. Now I need to say inside. The word for inside is in the default or raw format is iç. But I want to show that it belongs to the box. So I will say kutu and iç. Kutunun içi, inside of the box, and then de. Top kutunun içinde. And kalbimin içindesin. Yes. Like you are inside of, or you are inside my heart. You are basically in my heart. That's one of the differences I have been waiting to explain. Maybe I can just mention it right now. You don't always need to say içinde. Like instead of saying inside, even in English, the ball is in the box. Just like saying that, you can say top kutuda. So you can just drop the each part, just like how you're dropping it, and simply say kutuda. Top kutuda. But this is open to interpretation, because this could mean it's also on top of it, not just inside. It works for both, on top of or inside. That's why they are the same. I will go back here. So like in and inside, they are the same. Like in the house or in the fridge. Buzdolabında or inside the fridge. İçinde or buzdolabında. Let's type this example. Yemek buzdolabında. The food, yemek, is in the fridge or in the refrigerator. Yemek buzdolabında. So you can just shorten, and instead of saying içinde, you can just say da. So calling this each, in each, like maybe I can also just say da. And same for this, instead of saying üzeri, you can also just say da. Just one suffix also delivers the same message. That's the point. Okay. Let's do the outside. Let's just jump to it. How do you say outside? And remember them. Outside is dış. So the default sentence again, the ball is outside of the box. So with this one, we indicate the possessive relationship, outside of the box. Top, kutu, dış. So box and outside. First, I need to connect them with the possession. So kutunun dışı. Yes, pak, correct. Dışında. With the a vowel harmony, not e but a. Dışında. Top kutunun dışında. Okay, and if you have examples, feel free to give your examples. So the cat is outside of the house. kedi, ev, dış. Ev, house, dış, outside. So first I want to say outside of the house. So evin dışı. Now the location da. Evin dışında. Yes, çocuklar evin dışında oynuyorlar. So with this outside, there's a little bit daily usage. Instead of saying evin dışı, you can just like evin dışı. You can just simply say dışarı. So kedi dışarıda or çocuklar dışarıda oynuyor. Kids are playing outside. Okay, and let's see what we will have next. Under and on top of. Okay, great. That's all for today. And so thank you guys for joining. See you on Monday. Kendinize iyi bakın. Herkese iyi akşamlar.